Aloha and welcome to July. Once again, the wheel of the year has turned to its feminine half. You can see we've used the Hanu for the symbol for Cancer, which makes up most of July, although it started on the summer solstice, June 20 or 21st, depending upon your location. Here in Hawaii, the Hanu, sea turtle, is a perfect symbol for Cancer because it travels with its home on its back. It's a wandering sign. Cancer, home on the road, taking your home with you, and also being very protective. The Hanu shell is very protective. It protects the inside, and that's very much representative of Cancer when they want to go inside and nurture themselves. And not just you have to be a Cancer, but with the sun transiting through the sign of Cancer, it is a time to pay attention to your home and your internal needs and your emotions and your nourishment. Cancer is all about nourishment, finding nourishment within, and that spiritual nourishment that we all need to feel completely at home no matter where we wander. And so Cancer also represents the feminine half of the year, beginning at the summer solstice to the winter solstice, is the feminine half, and then Capricorn through Gemini is the masculine, the yang half of the year. And as you can see, we start off July with a quarter phase moon. It's a waning moon because it is fading from the full moon we had at the end of June. And so now beginning July off with a bang, being a quarter phase, the moon starts off in Aries because Aries squares Cancer. So that's going to add a lot of fire to the water. And as you can see, going through the weekend, as the moon wanes into the 4th of July, happy Independence Day, everyone, it'll move into Taurus. And then a few days later, Gemini, because the moon takes approximately 2.5 days to transit each sign, whereas the sun takes approximately 30 days. So the sun always shares 2 months. So Cancer started on the summer solstice, June 20th, and it will go until July 20th or 21st when the sun enters Leo. And we've got the love planets in Leo right now too. So we've got a lot of fire. Venus and Mars are in Leo. And with the 1st of July, the moon being in Aries, that gives a lot of flair and fire and flirtatiousness to the beginning of the month. But there's also a T-square in the fixed signs because Mars is in Leo, and so is Venus now. And Saturn is in Aquarius. That creates an opposition. And then with Uranus in Taurus, that creates a T-square. So there's a lot of tension in the air. There's a lot of tension in the cosmic skies at the beginning of July. And we'll come into the new moon. You can see there the dark of the moon by the 2nd week of July, around the 9th, depending on your location again. And that's when the sun and moon are in the same sign. And so that's the new moon of Cancer. So what are you planting? Cancer is all about nourishment. So an excellent time to tend to your garden. Plant those seeds. Or maybe you're harvesting some melons already that you planted in the early spring or some other crops. So really taking care of your nurturement, your nourishing, your health, your hygiene, your food. Cancer is you are what you eat. A lot of times, most oftentimes, it's associated with the crab. And so you can see the crab scurrying in the intertidal zone of the ocean, Cancer being a water sign. And they scurry. They don't they don't come on directly. They go kind of sideways. And with the 1st of July, with the moon being in Aries, Aries is very direct. So we've got a lot of tension in the beginning of July. And with this new moon taking place second week, really paying attention to your home and your garden and your nurturing. And even if, you live on the road or you have your home wherever you go, that's Cancer. That's the watering sign. That's why we're using the Hanu. It has its shell, it has its home on its back, and it cruises around. And that's very much Cancerian, because Cancerian is mostly masculine, but the feminine is on the rise. It's beginning. So after the new moon, when the moon goes into Cancer on the 8th of July, 9th and 10th, and by the 11th, the moon will be in Leo. And once it's in Leo, it will conjunct with Venus and Mars in Leo and form a square with Uranus, and also an opposition with Saturn in Aquarius. And Jupiter will be coming back into Aquarius too at the end of July, because it's been in Pisces and now it's retrograded and will move back into Aquarius. And so that will also create this opposition when the sun moves into Leo around the 20th and then the 21st. And then we got the full moon there on the 22nd, 23rd. In Hawaii, and there's always 3 days of the full moon. There's the Aku, the moon before exact full, the Hoku, which is the exact full moon, and then the Mahalani moon, which is known as the spirit moon. So we've got the full moon, the 22nd, 23rd of July in Aquarius, because the sun will have transitioned into Leo. So once we have that full moon in Aquarius, it will also conjoin with Saturn and Jupiter, and the Leo sun will conjoin with the Venus and Mars. So that's going to be a very, very dynamic full moon. Aquarius representing groups of friends and humanity in general, and then Leo can have a very dynamic flair as well as a retreating quality. So it should be a very magical full moon, good time for a dance party or big bonfire, or enjoy these summer months while we have the light of the sun still. So after that full moon, towards the end of the month, then the moon will go into Virgo, taking care of business. And then at the halfway point again, at the end of the month, it'll be in Libra or Scorpio. Libra, then Scorpio, to finish out the month. And then again, that will create a lot of tension, because Leo and Scorpio are square. And then we have the Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius and the Uranus in Taurus. So that is a grand cross, a fixed cross. So that's where that term comes to, a cross to bear. So there could be a big crossroads at the end of the month, and the energy will definitely be shifted into a different direction, more fiery and air at the end of the month, as we begin with the sun in Cancer and we end with the sun in Leo. So enjoy this beautiful month of July. Make the most of it. The beginning, nurturing, planting those seeds. At the end, very much fire and air. And again, we start off with the fire sign moon in Aries. So we've got a lot of fire mixed in with the water and air. And of course, Uranus holding it down in the earth of Taurus. So we've got all the elements at play. And if you can get to the ocean and swim with the Hanus and really tune into your emotions with the Cancer and family, the ancestors, the roots, all the Cancerian qualities that we're under at the beginning of July. And try to do a couple more videos, maybe around the full moon. And then, of course, when the sun enters August with a big roar for Leo. Take good care. Y'all stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. Aloha.